Hello and welcome to Crusader Kings 2, The Return of Arthur, where we are playing Crusader Kings 2 as the Arthurian Empire, the Mob Arthur dynasty, descended from King Arthur the Bear of Cornwall, who claimed to be the return of the mythical King Arthur to save the Britons in their darkest hour. I really don't think... We're on, episode 97 at this point? I don't think there's anyone watching at this point who hasn't heard that intro, 1,000 times now, but... Stan Lee says every comic book is somebody's first issue, so feel the need to continue to use it. It's just me today. Again, Brianna will be joining me for future CK2 stuff, but this session is just going to be me, TJ Hafer, continuing our conquest of Scandinavia because 1143 is feeling like a little bit too long to have Vikings raiding the coast of Britain, so we're sort of pragmatically forming a North Sea empire to stop that from happening because the reformed Aztec faith cannot convert the people in this region to stop attacking us, so we're just having to do it by conquest. Reformed pagan faiths should be able to send missionaries to convert unreformed pagans like the monotheists can, I think, at least. You should tweet at Paradox if you agree with me on that. So we just conquered a fairly significant portion of the Scandinavian peninsula last episode. We are at threat level midnight. I think our next target's going to be Denmark, and we're just going to ignore the coalition. This guy looks fucking awesome. King Boule, I almost read that as Buble. King Michael Buble, the Wise of Denmark. He's going to be singing some tunes. He's a Russian Romulan. He's a Baltic pagan, Russian culture. Curious. Yeah, they haven't really solidified as a nation, but there are some significant pockets of Russian culture, which is formed... It's either formed by Norse people taking over a Slavic area, or I think there's also a trigger where the East Slavic tribes will start to unite into a unified Russian culture regardless after a certain date, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with, because... without getting too much into the historical politics, I am of the opinion that the Russian culture, especially if you're going to call it Russian, was influenced by the Scandinavian ruling class that lived in that area, and they would not have been Russians. They definitely would have been called Russians had those Viking invasions not occurred. They would have at least, called themselves something else, like Ilmenians or whatever. Okay, though Russian is very much a Slavic culture and not a Nordic culture when it comes right down to it, at least past a certain point in history. So anyway, after that little historical aside, I think we're just going to go ahead and declare war. We're going to holy war for Jylland. We're just going to take the whole peninsula for ourselves. And yeah, he's going to call in... basically every pagan king that is still independent, because they're all in a defensive pact against me. Raise all of our troops. Our vassals aren't that mad about having their troops raised at the moment. And we're going to do a little bit more micro than I usually do. I've been kind of blasé with how I organize my armies in the last few episodes, but I think I'm going to be a little bit smarter about it this time. This guy's probably just screwed. I'm going to have him stand down. He doesn't have any path. Oh, wait. I can put him on a boat. That would be smart. I was going to say, he doesn't really have any path to the front line that's not going to take him through horrible danger. Didn't raise any levies from the Shetlands? Or did they become part of Scotland? I think maybe they became part of the Viceroyalty of Scotland. That's probably what happened. So I'm totally fine with that. So we're going to send these boats, we're going to send them to Middlesex, we're going to send all of these boats as well to Middlesex, and we're going to send all of these troops also to Middlesex, and then we're going to put the Scots on a boat, we're going to put the Irish on a boat. As always, they're going to form a significant part of our vanguard here. And meet up with the troops at the front. Going to play on speed 4 just to give us a little bit more room to maneuver. Yeah, see, he would have gotten totally wiped by the armies of Smallland. Which is not located in Smallland, it's located on the middle coast of Norway now. But there you go. King Buble is calling in all of his allies for a collab album, Christmas album probably. Well, we lost some battles here. Did we run into... We must have run into some resistance at some point. Tried to be a little bit more careful with my troops, at least. So these guys are fighting... Oh, that's Mercia. Mercia sent their own troops. My heir had a son, Hakanen. He might be a king in the future if he has good enough education traits. One thing I should look at, where is the capital of the Kingdom of Denmark located? Okay, it's going to be a pain in the ass. It's way over in the east here. Somehow all of the Scandinavian capitals like migrated onto the continent over the years of border war weirdness. Alright, so this is going to be our main force for assaulting. We got plenty of money in the war chest. This is going to be our secondary force. They're going to get on some boats. We're going to land them in Schleswig. Or no, we'll land them in Schilland. We'll have these guys siege Schleswig. And then we'll just fight whatever needs to be fought. Very quickly spreading the Aztec faith to the unreformed pagans in Scandinavia. So this is going to have some very interesting... implications when we do convert this to EU4. After being skillfully treated, my lover... Okay, she was... Yeah, of course I'll pay him. For successfully treating my side lady. You gotta have some side tail when you're the Emperor of the British Isles, right? Okay. So we're just sieging down the war goal targets. I guess I can go back up to speed 5. I mean, what are they going to do? Don't need these guys. Our one province in France. Actually, somewhat accurate, Middle Ages-wise. That kind of border gore I'm not too irritated by, because it is somewhat accurate. When like a noble from another kingdom would own maybe one province on the continent. Let's see. People are leaving the defensive pact against me. We need to get our threat level back up. And as you'll see, I am not wantonly assaulting. My guards inform me that yet another peasant family has been found butchered not far from where the first grisly murders took place. This time the peasant you set free was caught in the act, and he was perforated by arrows when he tried to escape your guardsmen. It's probably a bad idea to set him loose. I don't remember what event chain that was part of. It's probably something that was started by this character before he became ruler. My random-ass courtier has become a misguided warrior. Don't really care. Alright, so we won that siege. We're going to loop around here. Hopefully not take an attrition tick. Awesome, we avoided the attrition tick. And... who all are we at war with? Pretty much, yeah, pretty much everybody. Oh, they landed some troops to try to retake the castle. Those plucky bastards. Nowhere to run. Let's see, we cornered Otso. And he is gone. So we're really doing exactly what the aim of these crusades has been, which is just to whittle down the number of independent Norse rulers who can send Viking raids against us. We haven't had many raids on the home islands, except, speak of the devil, there you go. Speak of the Norsemen, really. But I think this one's going to be over pretty fast because I actually microed my armies correctly in the way that I would if I was playing single player instead of bum rushing everything. Does that say Oh, we can usurp the Kingdom of Norway. Okay. Well, that sounds like a good way to get some de jure claims. Although I'd rather do it in a holy war, because then we get to depose anyone not of our religion on the count level. So we will probably not form that kingdom just yet. Can we form Sweden, actually? Oh, because we don't have all this northern... Yeah, it looks like we own a lot of Sweden because we own a lot of contiguous land, but we actually probably own not all that much of de jure Sweden. Let's see. Kingdom of Sweden, usurp. Yeah, it doesn't tell us how much of it we actually own. See. Okay. Not the Fraticellis. I think there are more Fraticellis now in the British Isles than there are Catholics, and probably have been for a while, yeah. Because Wales went Fraticelli a while ago. And yeah, really Kent and the South Coast were the only places that still had Catholicism. Ah, barely didn't catch him. Get him! Get him! Now, see, they're fighting with... I think that's a Finno-Ugric heavy infantry model. Scandinavia has changed culturally so much since we started this game. Oh, they're really trying to pile on the attackers here. Captured Ottomar. And we've got a lot of stack hunting to do. Oh, poor Blekinga. They're flourishing and we're about to screw it all up. Oh, no, wait, they're not at war with us? The Lapps are not at war with us? Okay, well, there we go. They didn't join the war. That's kind of them. So, but just we can take detached priest. Ah. Well, some kids just aren't that bright. What can you do? What can you do? What can you do when your kids are dumb? I ask of thee. Guess we can go ahead and detach another stack to go hunting here. Just so they don't retake territory and make us fight longer. They took it anyway. Whatever this tribal holding is has been like completely desolated by freaking... Is Norway not at war with us either? They're in the defensive pact, but they didn't join the war, so... Alright. So we're not actually... Who's left? Herjedal and Jämtland, which are part of Denmark, are fighting us. Let's scare these 33 guys out of their castle, or their fort, or whatever. Oh, there's the big army. Alright, so we're going to need to get some reinforcements down here. Prompto. And I know it's not... I know the word is pronto. I was making a Final Fantasy joke there. For those of you that missed it. So we lost. We actually lost our first battle against the Vikings. We're going to wait for our full host to be assembled before we march on them. We're going to make sure our best commanders are in charge. Good, they're abandoning the strait. Let's try to get across before they block it off again, because we don't want to be fighting across the strait. Genius in the center. Aggressive leaner. Not a coward. Cool. This guy. He's an architect. You know, maybe that'll help. I don't know specifically how it would help. But alright, cool. So we got across, so we're not going to be attacking across the strait. And they're actually taking attrition in their home territory, I think, because they don't have as good of a military organization as we do. So this is going to be a huge major battle. We need to reassign commanders. Only the people that I said could lead troops can lead troops. We have superior commanders. Roughly even numbers. We have superior troops. Betrothed married. Yes, go for it. Unmarried heir. Who is this guy? Why is he my heir? Does he have kids? Alright, I don't really care if he's unmarried. We'll get him married if he actually inherits something. Raised in the struggle. Do it. Force siege these provinces really quick because they didn't have time to rebuild their garrison. I'm going to wipe this stack. Excellent. You know what? Just get married to someone. Get married to whoever. You marry someone who has like a good title. 25. Yeah, don't care. Not being picky. Just marry her. Relative of chief. Doesn't matter. Dangerous factions. Increase council power. Of course. Can I pay you off? Can I give you an honorary title? You can be my champion. What else do you want? Raised levies. Okay, you want some men to go back to their farms. And is that the guy that was in the faction that just died? No, that was my other viceroy. So we need to pick a new viceroy of Alba. So not Moray, because he's a jerk. Oh, that was the kid, I think. That was that kid that I gave titles to. So, the Duke of the Hebrides, really decent stats. He's 41. He's not ambitious. He's just, and he has plenty of kids. Very strong contender. We have the Duke of Orkney. He's powerful vassal. He's mad at me, so we're probably not going to give it to him. We have the Chief of Athol. Wait, there's the Duke. Duke of Albany. Is that the guy I was just looking at? He's ambitious, so no. What is this? Duke of Moray. I'm getting confused here. We're giving it to this guy. Grant Viceroyalty, Kingdom of Alba. Boom. Done. Now he wants to be on the council. Well, he's an amazing steward, and he's pretty good at spy actions as well. Yeah, I'm going to have him replace the Duke of Mercia. And apparently our old spy master is dead, so I'm going to give it to this guy. And I'm going to pay him off, because I'm not really comfortable with that current level of... we'll make him master of the blade. I want him to be at least plus 50. There we go. Alright. Let's see. And I want to disallow him from bleeding armies. I want him to scheme. Collect taxes. Improve relations. Good. Everyone's doing their job. Is my chaplain working on a province that actually needs to be converted? Yes, he is. Okay. Done, done, and done. Stack got away, so we're not going to worry about stack wiping them one more time. We're just going to enforce our demands. We are going to create some vassals. Lots of vassals. Hell yeah. And then we're going to hand out some land to men who are not rulers, who are of my religion and my culture, and who have good stewardship, aren't ambitious. Let's see, he's 51 and he's not married and he doesn't have kids. Think that's okay. We'll give him Schleswig and or no, Jylland. That's the one with the less titles. And then we'll pick somebody better. 33, not very good diplomacy though. 61 and ambitious. 33, good diplomacy, good stewardship. He's not married, but I think we will give him County of Schleswig, right? Yeah, that's the one with more holdings. Excellent.